Hello, everyone. Oh, wait. Just change my microphone. So let me know if you can hear me because I just changed my microphone to this one. So I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm going to bring this up on my phone. If you're tuning in live, say what is up. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I want to say what's up to all of you. Okay, so let's see if I'm going live in the right place and if you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. I think you guys can hear me. So awesome. I see some people joining live. Say what's up. Who's here with me? I have some really amazing content for you today. I'm going to share with you what I did in order to create a $390,000 launch. And I'm going to be giving you, hey Megan, how are you, doll? And I'm going to be giving you like really all the behind the scenes, because I know so many people talk about 400K, multiple six-figure launches, and then you go and look under the roof and then you realize that they were miserable, that they hated it, and that they spent a bunch of money on ads. So I basically just want to come and give you like the actual, like all of the things so that you can see how it can be, what a launch can feel like, what a launch can look like, even when really difficult things happen. You guys, I went through this year has been like an upgrade in all the areas. There's just so much that I'm going through, and so much that I have gone through from like January 3rd. It was like the year change, and then everything just like started kind of happening. Like I was being called to step up on a whole new level, and it all started happening as I was about to start this launch. And so something really difficult happened, and I'm gonna like share more details around that, how emotionally challenging it was for me to understand how I needed to upgrade the way that I hold myself throughout a launch, because I went through a like really emotional, difficult, challenging time right before the launch started. So for those of you who have gone through that, who might go through that, I really want to show you that you're not alone, that this happens at all levels. Like not all my launches are like easy peasy, all good. Like this I had like a whole recipe for lots of things that could go great or it could not go great. And so I'm gonna like really take you behind the scenes around what happened personally, how I process my emotions, and really all the numbers and everything. So be ready to take some notes. I hope you all have your journal. And okay, cool. So you guys are here. So I actually realized that I have a call in 15 minutes with one of my clients. So I'm probably not going to be able to get through everything. So we might have to do a part two. But I'm going to try to move through as quick as possible so that we can cover most of it. And then maybe we can do a little bit of a deep dive. Okay, so I want to hear who is doing a launch right now, or who has a launch coming up. Give me a 1 in the comments if you have a launch coming up, or you're in a launch mode right now, or if you launched something already this year. Give me a 2 in the comments if you have already launched something this year. I'm really curious to hear who is here and where you guys are at, so that I can really like speak to that wherever you're at. So, hey Megan, so good to see you. Okay, so while you guys do that, tell me where you're at so that I can really tailor this. I want to give you the context. So I launch my, okay, Jessica says 1, awesome. So I launch my Magnetize and Monetize program, which is a 3-month experience, and I launch that 3 times a year. So I was just getting ready for the first launch of the year, which I start planning in like September. And because I'm a really well prepared person when it comes to launching. I don't go with my hair on fire launching. I don't go unprepared, unplanned. I don't write posts on the day. That is not my style of launching. That is a method that maybe worked for some people, that it really just doesn't work for me. And I don't recommend it to my clients, because you want to be prepared. You want to be able to relax, be present, and be able to adjust and fine tune and self-coach, so that you don't have not time for that, and then you're in reactive mode. So I'm very well prepared. I already know what my launches are going to be for all of next year. And so this was meant to be just another amazing launch. And what happened was that I had something that, happened, was that I was seeing somebody, and then I went through a breakup. This person broke up with me, and this happened right on January 7th, I remember. And the week that I was coming back, which was the following week, I was about to get started with my launch. And so you guys, that was a really difficult moment for me because I was in such a high and I had such an amazing like experience over the holidays with this man that I thought was going to be like everything. And it was such a like high, like magical experience that I felt like, wow, I felt like my life was just like a movie in all of the ways. And so to have that breakup happen like so suddenly, it was such a difficult moment because I went from like high to the deepest low. Like I was in Miami in a hotel room by myself because he broke up with me like in a hotel room and like left. And the reason why he broke up with me was because I'm not Jewish, by the way, in case anyone's curious. And so when that happened, I like literally was depressed for like 2 days in my hotel room in Miami. And I was just like, I couldn't believe. And I have never experienced a level of pain in my life to the point where I just felt like I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I was like that sad, that depressed, that like heartbroken that I literally could not take myself and like walk. It was such a deep level of pain. And somehow I was meant to kind of come here and like pretend that I could just be on a launch. And I had no idea how that was going to happen. That same day, I got like 3 times bad news in so many different ways. It was just like the universe was like, here, all the things happening in one day, like breakup, house stuff, all the things. And it was so heartbreaking. I was like, God, what is happening? I felt like I was just living my dream. And now it's like, I want to like not be, I don't want to wake up. Like I felt that just, it just felt really hard. I'm like, what just happened? And so somehow I got myself back to San Diego. And in that moment, I really had my heart right here to heal. And what that brought up, that breakup, was I'm so grateful for it because it really allowed me to see all the areas in which I didn't really fully love myself all the way. I was looking to be loved from somebody else other than me. And so when that was removed, my abandonment wound came up, my rejection wound came up, my like not good enough wound came up, right? And that just really had me like, I was just like, whoa, okay, has been served. And so in that moment, I like really had to decide what I want to do right now. And it's not easy when you are in an emotional state. I couldn't even take care of myself. How could I take care of my clients? Like, or like I launch and show up and lead. And like, I was in no state to be able to do that. And so I had literally like to heal my heart, and I had to make I didn't have to, I chose, I decided that what was most important for me was me. Because sometimes we get into business and stuff and make commitments, and then we're like, I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm the type of person that I'm like, I'm gonna go get it, right? So I'm that type of person. Maybe give me a 3 in the comments if you're like committed to your vision and you're like, I can do this. And that is a powerful trait, but also it can be detrimental because then you are more prone to like plowing through your emotions. And that's something that I really have worked through, really integrating myself emotionally. And so in that moment when the breakup happened, I had to really hold myself and my heart and my inner child and be like, I've got you, I'm here. We don't have to go and run after the money and after this. Like, you're my number one and you come first. And this is the first energetic upgrade that I want to offer you, because that right there is something that most people don't want to do, which is slowing down. And for me, I was coming from 2020, which was my first $1.5 million year. And you come from this energy of like, what else is possible? And now the goal is 2 million. And now it's like, well, I want to prove that I can do this. I want to show that I can do this. And I want to prove to me that I can do this. Ooh, I want to prove to my clients that I can do this. I want to prove to the world. And so if we don't catch ourselves in that proving pattern of like, everybody's doing it, I'm doing it, I'm capable. Even if you think that you're in like, I'm capable energy, that energy, that fuel of rushing, of the money, the clients, the business, is like, I gotta go do it because it's more important than everything else. It's not clean fuel for your engine, right? The most important part of all of this is, how are we holding ourselves through all of this, no matter what? And so for me, I had to catch myself in that moment and giving myself priority for what actually mattered. And That is so important that I really want all of you, if you're going into launch mode, if you're about to do a launch, or if you have been doing a launch, if you are right now in a launch, it's so important to really hold yourself and remember that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You really don't. Even if it's your first, second, third, or seventh launch, you feel like maybe there's more at stake, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Please hear me when I say that. Because I know I was able to say that to myself, but I know so many people in my audience think that they have to prove something. And I just want you to know there's nothing to prove. Nothing. You get to have fun in the process. You get to hold yourself first. Doesn't mean not do it. Doesn't mean don't go through with it, right? You just get to upgrade the quality of an environment that you give yourself throughout your launch. And so for me, Alexia says, I'm terrified to launch. Yeah, it's a scary, it's like, it requires your, it's very vulnerable to launch, right? Because you're kind of putting everything out there that you have created, and it's like, here, would you like it? And then if people are like, meh, then you think it's that you're not good enough, which is not actually what's happening. Is that there's an offer, right? And then people are making a decision around their belief systems and your offer. Then you just get to solve for that. But it's not a personal thing. It feels personal because it's vulnerable, but it's not personal. So going back, right? So I had to decide how to hold myself. And that was really hard because I'm like, let's go get it. I was just about to come and do my challenge. And at that point, I have sold my program anyway because I have such high demand for the program. And so I already had, I think, 16 people signed up. I went to get coached. And I said to my coach, I feel like I just want to heal my heart and I don't know how I'm going to be able to do my launch. And I need some coaching around moving through it so I can do it and I can do my 5-day challenge. Because normally, by the way, you guys, the strategy that I use to sell my offers is the magnetic launch formula. That is something that I have created, is a launch method that always works, that has you create a conversion event, a training series, and then you make an offer from that training series where you blow people's minds and really give a lot of value. And so people naturally see what you can help them with and they naturally want to work with you. And so I have a very tried and true process that feels really good. My clients use and they love it, and it just always creates results. This is how my clients have created multiple 6-figure launches, 300K launches, 200K launches, 50K launches. They just apply it and literally they have the method. So I applied the same method in my business. It really works. I love it. We have really mastered it, continued to upgrade it. So I just wanted coaching around how to just move through it. And you know her answer? She's like, call it off. I'm like, what? She's like, just don't do it. Don't do the launch. Don't do the 5 training series. And I was like, what? And I sat on this chair and I looked and I'm like, what are you talking about? And something that I really appreciate that she shared with me was, do you want to get out of bed for $100,000? Or do you want to, it was kind of like multimillionaires don't get out of bed for $100,000. They just don't. I want you to make decisions from $20 million Juliana, right? Would she get out and not heal her heart for $100,000, which was my initial goal, right? And it was just really hit me. I was valuing money more than I would value myself in that moment, right? Thinking that I had to move through to just get the money to get the goal. And the reality is that I come first, which was, I already was kind of in that energy, but she just really gave me permission to value me first. And that is something that I wouldn't have probably done on my own. This is why I love having a coach that can, everybody gets to have a coach. I mean, why not? It really just shows you the areas that you don't see yourself, because that's something that I would have said to a client, but I don't think that I would have said it to myself, right? It's like those 1-degree shifts. And it was so obvious from the outside that I needed time to heal. But for me, I was like, I want to be in integrity with what I have shared with my audience. And I had already promoted this 5-day challenge and 400 people had signed up. I just didn't want to break my word. And I made the decision that I was going to, she said, don't literally close the doors with the 16 people that you have. And that's it. And I made the decision that I was going to not do the 5-day challenge. but I was still gonna hold the vision and follow through with the emails to create the 30 people, which was my goal. So I adjusted to I took what she said that felt really good, which was take care of me and help create space and heal your heart and value yourself first. So I took that on and I didn't do the challenge. And from that place, I decided, what do I want to do now? And what felt really good to me, because I had already prepared it, was to just send out the emails. And I decided that I was just going to continue with my plan. And you guys, what happened in that moment was something that just elevated me so much that I want to share with all of you, because it really continued to like chip away and remove any lingering pieces that my subconscious mind still has, and like my body has around it has to be hard, or I have to like overextend myself to make money, because I had to lean back to a whole new level, and I had to hold myself and lean in more than push, right? And that is way harder than what people say it is. It really was. It was like the true test of faith, relaxation, femininity, and trust, that I get to hold a vision, I get to honor myself, and the result still gets to be created. There's so much power in that, because that blew my own mind. I'm like, is it? I was like, wait, what if I break my own rules and I don't even follow my 5-day training that is true tested and I know will sell out my program? What if I don't even have to do that in order to sell out this program? What if it gets to be easy, fun, enjoyable, and graceful, and I get to heal my heart and I get to be present with myself throughout this really difficult time? What if that's possible? Literally, that just blew my mind to a whole other level, because it re-engineered within me. Like I had to re-engineer how I would approach this. It couldn't come from hard work. It couldn't come from showing up. It couldn't come from all these things. It had to come from full trust, faith, relaxation, and leaning back energy, which is what I teach my clients inside of my mastermind. And I had 16 people when I called it off. I had 16 people, and we ended up with 31, you guys. 31 beautiful humans that just came without me doing even the thing that I always do, which is create the challenge and create high demand through the challenge. So the distinction I want to offer you here is that it's not the conversion event, the doing, that creates your clients. It really is your energetics around it that create it. That's why in my programs, we talk about this. Yes, the strategy very deeply, and then what is the energy that's gonna have it all glued together and like flow. And in that moment, I had to really upgrade myself to its strategies. The strategy and the tactical piece is not what's actually gonna sell it. It's how I'm gonna show up in this moment for me. And this is so important. Knowing that no matter how many people end up signing up, if I close my card at 16 or if I close my card at 30, I'm going to love myself. I'm not going to cry. Oh my God. I am going to cry. You know what? Because that was so hard for me. You know, that was like such a breakthrough, that I get to love and adore myself no matter what my result is. And I already have so much of that in my business. This is why my business is so simple and it feels so good and it's so delicious. But in the moment, when you have a goal and you have a desire and you know you're capable of it, and then you just get to rest, lean back, and trust, and then you get to decide, no matter what happens, I'm gonna love myself in like the trenches of it. It's like one thing is saying and writing about it, doing fucking Instagram posts and cute quotes about it. But then when the reality like is happening, then you actually get to implement and just relax into that. It's like, it's the greatest gift I have ever given myself, because it truly landed and had me root in unconditional love for myself first, even when I had 16 people. So I had to make a decision around how I wanted to think about those 16 people that were already there, because I was coming from, it's not enough, right? I was coming from this place of like, I need, but it's not 30, but it's not 20, but it's not this. And I had to fall in love with that number, with that 16. And remember, these are 16 human beings that have said yes to working with me. And I want all of you who think that you only have 2, or I only have this, Juliana. I only have that, but I only had 20 sales, but I only had, catch that, but I only, because that literally, when you learn to love and fall in love with that first to such a deep level that you're like, I could close it now and I'll be happy. I'll be so honored, so deeply honored. That right there is when nothing will shake you. No money, no industry, no platform, no fucking nothing will shake you. And that's where I want all of you to be. In that relaxation and like firmness, but like this like fluidity in it. It's like everything is a cherry on top. Everything is a cherry on top. And so you guys, I didn't do this challenge. You probably saw that post, because I wanted to hold myself in that process. And from that place is when people just started coming and coming and coming and coming. And I had different thoughts and different feelings and different actions that created that result, right? But from that place of relaxation, because I was able to coach myself to that point. I was able to have the support energetically to clean up all of the subconscious beliefs that were like, I don't think that might happen. And so we ended up with 31 people. I oversold it. I oversold the program, right? Okay, I have like 10 minutes. I want to tell you all the things. Let me catch up with some comments before I kind of break down some of the strategy and all of the things. Oh, Kathy, Alexia, Jessica, I love you. Thank you. Oh, I love all of this. I love all of your comments. I love all of your hearts. Yes, I love you, Daisy. Yes, trust and self-love. It's just so, I know you guys, it seems like such a it sounds cliche, but it's the most courageous thing you can do for you and your business. It's the most courageous things you can do. And it's not the prettiest. Self-love is not pretty. All of that is not cute. It's messy as fuck. It looks super messy. It feels messy. It feels uncomfortable. It's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. And if you just relax and remember, like, you got yourself, you're my number one. Like, I just say this to myself, I love you. You're my number one. We're doing this together. And I'm going to be here for you no matter what. No matter what. I'm here. You can freak out. I love you. I love you. I got you. I really go deeply into this with my mastermind clients, because this is really the glue, how they become really powerful leaders and become unshakable, is because we really hone in on this. That's just how they operate in a whole new level than most coaches, because they're able to really ground and have like a freaking badass strategy and be super strategic, but like ground in this area so that nothing is ever gonna like really shake who they are in this space that's so fluid, right? And there's so much going on. And so I want to tell you about their numbers, right? So that you know what was profit, what was not profit, so that you understand, right? Like, I kind of share the emotional piece around all of this, that I was able to hold myself through this breakup. I was able to show up for myself first and like do less and have more people, which kind of happened because I had ideas that were creative, that were not from a place of like rush. I was just more in a space of like, if this got to be fun, what would I want to do? Because I couldn't literally do anything that was heavy, because my heart was already like tender. So it all had to be re-energizing. It all had to be like, this feels good. I want to do what I'm doing today. I want to do it. When I'm having my team do, it's because it'll be fun, because I want this versus because I have to, right? And so the numbers, just want to break it down to you. Just very simple, because I have a very simple like structure. So I had 31 people, and my program is 10K or 11 in a payment plan, which is actually going to go up in the next round, or 20K, between 18 and 20K if you sign up for the VIP round. So we have 7 clients sign up for VIP, and then the rest sign up on the 10K tier, which made up 390K. You guys, I have no ad spend. So I have 0 ads. My list is about 20, it's like 3,000 people in my list, something like that. It's like very little. It's like just under 3,000 people, but they are engaged more than like a 10,000 person list. They're super engaged. And I think all of you are in there. And so I just sent emails. Literally all I did was just send emails. I just send an email a day. I just send an email. That's all. And that is the beauty of having your message so solid that you don't need to do crazy things and funnels and crazy stuff and ads and all these things to sell out your offers. Like, it really is unprecedented to be able to sell $390,000 with no ad spend. This is like, my marketing cost is zero. I mean, I can probably say that my marketing cost is like my team, right? Because my VA is the one that's putting this out and scheduling the email. But really, the marketing cost is zero. I do have a copywriter, and she helped me write the emails. And so I invested in that, and I gave her guidance on that. And so, but that in terms of ad spend or like ads in any sorts is zero. So my profit margins are so high. And this is what it looks like to have a healthy cash flow positive business, because you're investing your money in the areas that it actually needs to be spent or invested versus in the areas that you're hiring based on insecurity, right? Because people hire so much in this industry based on their insecurities. And my invitation is that you hire based on your strengths, right? And that's a whole conversation around hiring that I've didn't know that it was such a big conversation, but I guess I've always been able to hire based on my insecurities, but on the strengths, right? So I'll tell you about all of that maybe in another live stream. And the point that I'm making here is that it doesn't have to be expensive to launch. You don't have to have a big audience. You don't have to have some crazy thing going on. I just had my emails. I just had 20 emails. That's it, you guys, 20. And I don't even think we use them all, okay? Hi, Eugenia! Natalie says, I love that you're a millionaire that has not used Facebook ads. My hero. No Facebook ads over here, you guys. No Facebook ads. So my program is 3 months, and I do these three launches. So this time we had 30 people. Next time we'll have 40 people. And the following time we'll have 40 people. And just that will be 1 million alone. And then I have my my other higher level mastermind, which is for people who are very successful in the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. They get invited to come to the Momentum Mastermind, which is where Eugenia is, my client Paula. And so Michelle and Adrienne, that, just more for private people. And so that is kind of like the structure of how I have my business and how I'm able to have very, very healthy, very beautiful, simple business that doesn't require all this stress. Okay. Now, the thing that's changing that I want to tell you, because I told you I was going to tell you what's changing. So because I have such high demand, and I'll tell you first how I created so much high demand. So the first thing that I did to create high demand is having a super clear message that I know that people know me for this. Day in and day out. Who can help me clarify my message and write epic content and get sold out? Juliana can. Clarify my message is my thing. And so that's what people come to me for. So consistency in your message is super essential. Number 2, having a clear strategy that I had implemented over and over again. So my magnetic launch formula is something that literally, you guys, it's just true and tested. So I just have a process that I trust. I don't wing it. And I'm very prepared. And I just repeated that process over and over again. And I've created so much value with my 5-day trainings because I really just give so much in those trainings that people just already are sold pretty much and want to work with me. Even if they don't participate in the 5-day training, with my content, I give so much value. And so you get to have a strategy that you trust, that works, that you have implemented over and over again. Because it's not that I just, it's kind of cool to say, oh, I canceled my launch and I still made $390,000. Yeah, but what did I do before that? I launched this program 4 other times. So this is why with my clients, I help them just refine this process over and over again so that then they will get to a point where they don't even need to do a launch to be able to be sold out at this level. This is kind of how it works with my private clients right now. They're just already filling out their programs even when they start their launches already halfway sold. And that's how I start my launches. And so that is how I create a high demand with those pieces and being really consistent with what I'm doing. And I know that everybody has heard consistency over again, but you know what? That's just the truth about what I have done. Of course, creating a really epic program that has amazing testimonials and focusing on over delivery for my offers, that just makes the program sell itself. So I don't really even have to sell really hard because it's just a fucking amazing program. It just is, right? It just keeps getting better and better every round. I keep elevating myself, and everybody just keeps to get like all my clients just get to have all of that as they join. So it's just like the more I elevate, the more the value of my programming like gets raised, and the more that my clients get. So it's just like this like constant like up spiral of just like goodness, and that is the energy that my program has. And so you get to create that. The more that you invest in yourself, the more that you coach yourself, the more that you fall in love with your program, the more that you fall in love with your clients and focus on over delivering, just the more your program is just gonna like literally do its own thing, which is at this point what she does. My program, she just runs. She just goes and does her thing, and she just like always gets sold out, right? Because that's just her energy. Okay, so much more to say about it. Maybe I'll do that next time, but I have to go because I have a client call, literally. And so, okay, last thing that I want to say. Why was I going with this? So, create high demand. Yes. Wait, where was I going? Oh my God, you guys, I lost my train of thought. Create high demand. I was going to say something else. That just threw me off. I'm like, I don't know what I was saying. Can somebody tell me what I was just saying? Copy, offer, consistency. Yes, but it was something else. I lost my train of thought. Let me just look at my notes before. What I'm doing differently. That's right. I'm doing differently. So because I have so much high demand, the program's getting sold out in advance. So I'm not going to do strategy sessions anymore, because I really want to create an environment where people just come already certain and sold that they are a fit for the program. And that is what I'm moving forward with. So by the way, if you are wanting to join the next round, I really recommend that you book a call with me now, because it's a 30-minute call where you decide if you want to use it to make a decision, or if you already have made a decision, then we just hop on the phone and I show you what you want to do, the upgrades that I would give you, like a coaching call, to make sure that you make your money back. And in those calls, literally all my clients that have already come decided, on those calls, we like create a whole strategy plan. Then they're just like, oh my God, that's the upgrade that I needed. And then go and make money even before the program starts. So people were making so much money even before the program started. We just started like last week. And so in those calls, you get to book a call with me, and then we get to create a plan. Now the way it's going to work is I'm not going to do any more strategy sessions. People are going to come already having decided, and they're going to join the program. And then inside of the program, we're going to do strategy sessions so that everyone gets to have a plan, right? Because for the high demand, I can't have 40 calls for people to like make a decision or not. I only really want to work with people who are decided, because the program is already just so amazing. And I'm elevating to only working with people who are so certain in themselves, and so like they just trust that they're always going to come and get what they came for, and that this is the program for them. And this is something that you also get to have. You get to have that type of business and that type of clientele, right? I mean, most people came already like being a yes, right? So there's just like really, how about we just let's start the program and let's just go, right? So that's what I'm doing differently. And of course, it's going to require an upgrade in my marketing, an upgrade in my thoughts and my feelings and my actions. But it really is just holding the vision and only calling in those people that I know are already a yes, right? So I have so much more to say. I think I'm going to do part 2 of this next week, because I want to walk you through all these other things that I did. But I just wanted to give you the beginning piece that was probably the most important one, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about the strategy and in the next call. And I want all of you to bring your questions next week so that we can really dive in, and maybe I can give you some coaching around your launches. Cool. All right, so I'm going to go to my call. I just love you all so much. I had to close my comments, so I don't know. I'm going to come back and reply to your comments. Just really want to say I love you, and I really want you to see this as an example of what's possible, that you really get to put yourself first and still get what you want, still hold the vision for what you desire, and have that be possible. Like, you don't have to now not do anything, right? Or just be like, well, I guess it's not gonna work. Like, I was able to hold myself. It's like the duality of I get to hold myself and heal myself, and I also get to create my result, the result that I desire. And the secret to that, remember, is I'm okay, and I love myself even if I don't. And what if I do? That is the like detail right there. Okay. Alrighty, my loves, I'm going to go. to talk to my client. I love you and adore you so much. And let's see each other next Thursday when we will just continue the conversation. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.